All right, cool.
Nice.
All right, so my company.
Yeah.
This is gonna be some good stuff.
I'm excited.
All right, so are you ready for this? This one is.
Yeah.
Here's the surprise.
Okay.
Also a SPAC. Also a SPAC. And here's the fun part.
Okay.
You know how you're doing 2 segments. I'm doing 1 segment.
Yes.
I'm actually doing a mega segment. I'm doing a car inside my segment, and here's why.
It's Nicola.
It's not Nicola. It is known as the company Lucid Motors.
I've never heard of it.
Lucid Motors you've never heard of. Okay,
No.
so
Tell
Lucid
me.
Motors.
This is good.
Lucid Motors is the company, and the SPAC name is Churchill Capital 4.
Really?
So Churchill Capital is the company that runs it. They've only done a couple of small deals before.
Yep.
So they've done 3, obviously, SPACs in the
Do you know
last couple of years.
What's their ticker?
So it's CCIV is the
CCIV.
is
Okay.
the so Churchill Capital 4 is
Yeah,
in
cool.
Roman numerals.
Oh, cool.
And so obviously the other ones were CC3 and III or something.
Yeah.
And anyway, so it's a very interesting one. So Lucid Motors. So they're another electric vehicle startup, but this one I like significantly more than a lot of electric vehicle manufacturers. I wouldn't say that I like it more than Tesla.
Yep.
But out of all the
are they American?
Yeah. So
Okay.
out of all of the startups, I really think this one shows a lot of promise.
Really?
I actually
Cool.
I bought a couple of
Really?
so I bought a couple of weeks ago. I bought a few.
Yep.
It is a bit of a hype one.
Okay.
So I've lost a bit on it so far because it's pumping and dumping heaps.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is annoying. And side note, Luke used up my freaking capital buying GameStop as a joke last night when we were hanging out, and I forgot to cancel the order. And
So you bought it this morning?
so I bought it last night and immediately dumped it because I was like, I have to get rid of this straight away. 17% return on the 1 day gain because he bought it.
That you didn't get?
He bought no, I got it.
Oh.
So I dumped it as soon as I saw it because I looked
So you
at it
made
straight
money?
away. Yeah. I was looking at it at 12. I got an email.
So you've got more money?
Yes, I've got more money, but I have to wait for 2 days to actually use my money to buy
I don't
the,
have black. I
the
bought
SPAC.
black.
Okay, all right. Unsettled trades. Anyway, we both use a broker called Stake.
Yeah.
Hit us up for a reference.
Definitely hit us up.
Yeah.
I got a free GoPro the other day.
Yes.
It went up heaps, but then I sold it because... Yeah.
I've got 2 people that didn't have proper banks, and so they had to transfer in. I'm still following up with their support team because I don't have I didn't get my 2 free stocks. Anyway.
True.
That's beside the point. So anyway, this is really cool. So their CEO and CTO, I really like this guy.
Okay.
So he's the founder.
Is he the CEO and CTO?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And he
Cool.
is.
And he's the founder?
Yes. And
this is great.
He's worked at Tesla, Jaguar,
Come
and Lotus.
on.
So,
and what?
And Lotus.
Oh, wow.
So
This
he
is
was
awesome.
his previous role, Vice President of Vehicle Engineering at Tesla. The role before that, Chief Engineer of the Model S. So this is a really cool role.
Wow.
Some of the other key roles I saw in their investor presentation: Senior VP of Design, has experience in high level at Mazda and Audi.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. VP of Finance was previously the cost optimization guy at Ford.
Yep.
They've got a couple of people from Tesla. They've got a few people in their digital team from Apple, which is great.
Oh, that's really good.
Because they've got, Apple is obviously, they're going to have great.
Yeah, they have an awesome digital presence.
User interface and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They had a couple of random other, they had a couple of other a lot of Audi production people, which is great. So the combination of Audi and Tesla is what this car is kind of going for.
Oh my gosh!
So this is the deal finance side of it. I'm going to start with. So obviously CCIV, Churchill Capital 4.
Yep.
It's the so it's obviously not merged into one yet.
Yep.
I think that's happening later in the second half of this year.
Oh wow! Okay.
So yeah, it's got a little bit of lead time. I think it could be as early as June, but I'm not actually sure if there's a confirmed date yet.
Yeah.
So I've heard as early as June is literally the phrase.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, they've handled 3 other SPACs, obviously.
Do you know when they IPO'd? This SPAC?
So this one is from this SPAC. Well, it's from ages ago, but it was zero move. It's not from ages ago. Sorry, I should rephrase that. It's from I think July last year or something.
Okay,
that
that's
the thing was
wild.
actually made.
Yeah.
But it was literally just between $9.47 and $10 a month.
And I assume they didn't have an acquisition target.
Yeah, and so there was no announcements or anything like that. It was literally just complete blank check. No one knows what it is.
Yeah.
And it was just bouncing between $9 and $10 essentially.
That's funny. Yeah.
And so not much activity there.
Okay,
It's not a real thing.
No.
So they've handled the other SPACs they've done were a $4 billion merger, a $1.7 billion merger, and an $11 billion merger.
Wow.
So pretty decent track record.
Yeah.
So they've done it a couple of times before. It's not their first
True.
rodeo.
Yeah.
So far Churchill have capital raised 4 times off this.
Yep.
So the first one was in July 2020, $2.1 billion. I'm assuming that's right when they kicked it off.
Yep.
The next one was $500 million, December 2020.
Yep.
Now, since the price didn't move until the 6th of January, I'm assuming that all of these are private capital raisings with zero public knowledge of the ticker or anything like that.
Yeah.
They raised $550 million in February. Then they raised $1.4 billion again in February.
Wow.
And so they're currently at $23.02, which is a valuation of $5.9 billion.
Oh, wow.
So that's up 130% from where it was sitting on the 6th of Jan, which was $10.01.
Yep.
Yeah. And so I'm going to go into revenue and sales. So there's no solid sales record yet because it's so new. So it doesn't actually have solid financials.
Oh, as in Lucid?
Yeah, Lucid Motors.
Oh, okay. They haven't sold anything.
So they haven't actually made any sales.
Okay.
So it doesn't have solid financials at all. It's a very loose early stage investment.
Like Nikola?
Well, Nikola I don't like because I don't think they even had a plan to make any money.
Yeah, they were going to make trucks, weren't they?
Yeah, well, yeah. All right, they had a loose plan to make money. But here's the difference. They've got pre-orders. And that shows that people believe that they're going to receive their thing. So I think that they currently have 7,500 pre-orders.
Wow.
At an average sale price of $87,000 USD.
Wow, that's amazing.
Which means that they have $650 million in future sales already on the books. So they've secured that with a deposit. So there are people that are actually paying for it. So it's real money that's changing hands.
Yeah.
So that means that there's actual demand instead of pretend $100 deposit.
Yes.
You know, although their lowest deposit amount is $300, I think.
Oh, really?
But there is the top of the line spec, which I'll get into later, is a $7,500 deposit.
Wow.
So people are serious about that.
Yeah, that's pretty serious.
So that represents a price to sales of about 9x, which is it's still a bit speculative, but that's if they're going to make 7,500 units in the first year.
Okay.
So it's not too bad, considering that Tesla has a market cap of $593 billion.
Yep.
And they've got a price to sales of 18.8, so almost 19 times sales.
Yep.
So they're about double. So Tesla is about double Lucid.
Okay.
So in terms of like valuation and where they're at now, but the whole idea is they ramp it up obviously with Lucid.
Yes.
But we don't actually know where earnings are yet because there hasn't been a chance to run production yet.
Correct.
I'm going to go into this is an interesting one. So this is their marketing position and their design.
Okay.
Before I even go into the product.
Okay.
So this is cool because instead of the way that they've phrased it, it's post luxury. So the way that they've phrased it is instead of opulence and indulgence, which is what I would define from their pictures and all that kind of stuff. What I would define as bougie and showy.
Yep.
So that's the what it is LED lights on your Maybach and buying a Maybach in general, and having chains and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, okay.
So the
bling.
Yeah, so the design focus is on elegance and modernity, is what it says.
Modernity?
Yes, which I haven't heard of before. So the way
Nor have I.
The way that I would define it there is minimalist and classy.
Mm-hmm.
Because
that's cool.
The picture that comes with the
that's a bit similar to Tesla though, right?
Well, all right. The picture that comes with it is, it's very California. Like here we go. Here's what it is. I'll pump up this brightness for you. So that's what it looks like, it's pretty interesting. It takes a minute to get your head around the kind of design, but I actually think I really like it after I've watched a lot of videos on it and I've watched the CEO. There's a really good.
It's very round.
Yes. So there's a good video where the CEO takes it for a drive through the hills in San Francisco.
Interesting.
And it's like, oh yeah, okay, I can see the appeal here.
All right.
I can see the appeal. It's it's quite a nice design.
It's a reasonable price. I mean, we haven't heard any specs or anything.
Well, wait until you hear this.
Okay.
All right, so we're onto the product.
Okay,
so this is more slightly where I would start to delve into car review stage.
Yep.
So we've got one product line at the moment, which is the Lucid Air, which is so Air is the main name, and there
How
are
do you spell that?
just AI Air.
Ah, okay,
Yeah,
not something weird.
I just said AI Air. AIR.
Yes.
So there are 4 models of the Lucid Air to be released.
Yep.
The Dream Edition is the top spec dual motor.
Wow, how's these names?
It is so it's a dual motor with 1,080 horsepower, 500 miles of range.
1,080 horsepower?
Yeah, 1,000.
500 miles?
500 miles. So it aims to be the most efficient, and they've got a prototype.
That's
which
better
does
than
that.
that's like better than the Model S Plaid.
Yeah, so that's the idea. So it's the whole idea of the company is to be better than the Model S Plaid.
Or
Plaid as
Elon says it,
would say.
He's definitely saying it wrong.
Yeah. So it's got So then the next one is the Grand Touring, which is the next step down. So sorry, the Dream Edition is 161,500.
161.
USD.
Okay.
The Grand Touring.
That's more expensive than a Plaid.
Yeah.
But it's better.
Yeah, it's the whole idea is that they're building a literally better car.
Yep.
The Grand Touring is the next step down.
Yep.
It's got 800 horsepower, dual motor, and 500 mile range still.
Okay.
And its price is 131,000.
Okay. That's all right.
The next one down is the Touring, which is 620 horsepower,
Yep.
400 mile range, and 87,500.
Yep.
And the base model is 480 horsepower, 400 mile range, and it's from $69,900.
Yeah, right.
So pretty
69,000.
cool. Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
entry level model. I like it.
So it's definitely on the same Model S kind of level as
69,000 is like that'd be Model 3 price, right?
Yeah. I think the Model S is 69,000.
Is it?
Yeah, he made it 69,420.
Oh, did he?
As a joke.
Okay, right.
So
really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's US prices for you though. So
yes,
it's a lot lower than.
Yes.
You got a spider on your shoulder. There we go.
Perfect. Thank you.
So yeah, that's the product range is the 2021 platform that I'm talking about now. So that's the Lucid Air, which is the sedan.
Yep.
Project Gravity is the next is the second project, which is the larger SUV project.
Yeah, sick.
So that's hoping to launch in 2023.
Oh wow, that's a fair way.
Yeah. So it's 2021 now. You got to think.
Did you mention there when they thought they were going to have something off the production line?
Well, I have that. I have a section on their factory.
Okay, perfect. No
which is a really cool. It's good to see a factory in place already.
Yes.
So there are instead of Nikola, or I don't know what Nikola. I should stop talking about Nikola until I know what the facts are. There are 32 sensors around the car which are planning to be used for autonomous driving.
Yep.
So I'm assuming. I haven't looked into this deeply yet, but I'm assuming LiDAR systems.
Yeah, probably.
So 32 sensors which are planning to be used. So they're going to collect data across all the fleet before they roll out a wireless update for everyone for autonomous driving stuff.
Oh, so it's same as Tesla.
So they're not,
just drive it around for a bit, get some information.
Because they want to make sure that they don't launch it with autonomous driving.
Yeah.
And then it's terrible and it crashes.
So that's interesting. Obviously you got a lot more there, but... So it really puts into perspective how far behind Tesla they really are, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I 100% agree.
Okay.
But what you're saying before is that Tesla, like they're so far behind Tesla.
Yeah.
If the chief engineer at Tesla thinks that he can beat Tesla.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not as concerned.
Yeah. I mean, yes. We're assuming he thinks that. Yes. He may just see. I mean, yeah.
All right. So
his intention, his requirement might not be to beat Tesla.
Yes, so that's actually an interesting point. So he actually said that he's not competing with Tesla as what he actually wants to. So he's competing for performance specs against Tesla.
Yeah.
But his market isn't Tesla.
Ah.
So he's going after BMW and Mercedes drivers.
Yeah.
And if you look at the car, so actually there's a picture of the Lucid between a Mercedes and a BMW, and they're the top spec things.
Yep.
And I actually think
it fits in.
Looking at it from there, I'm like, wow, this is actually a nice design.
Yeah.
It's more modern.
Okay.
It's look at how future driven we're looking here.
Okay, so it feels like a natural progression. Like you drive a nice looking BMW, then the next car you're going to buy is going to be this Lucid Air Dream Edition or whatever it is.
Yeah. So that's an interesting one.
Okay,
I've got
I should mention across the road here.
Yeah.
A really, really nice Range Rover. Rover just pulled in.
Yeah.
It's all black.
Yeah.
It looks insane. Or Vogue. Do you call it Vogue? I think the Range Rover just...
I think it's Vogue, yeah.
Yeah, Vogue, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
People are getting out now.
Yeah.
So nice.
Oh, he's wearing a suit.
There's a
Volvo right behind him too.
Nice Volvo. Next to that in the driveway is an AMG, huge Mercedes.
Yes. Oh, and that ugly house too.
In a very ugly house.
Yeah.
A nice spot though. You can see the view from here.
So strange. What a strange design.
Oh, it must be an Airbnb. They've all been at a wedding or something.
Yeah, true. Yep. They're all coming back for an afternoon snack before the for the reception.
Jeez.
So we've got I forgot what we were talking about before, but
you were saying that it feels like a natural progression for people who drive BMWs.
Yeah, the design.
So that's cool. So he's saying basically when he was working at Tesla, he potentially saw a bit of a gap in the market.
Yeah.
They weren't chasing those customers.
So there's a picture with BMW on one side, Mercedes on one side, and they're all side by side shots. Yeah. And then it's parked in between like parallel. Yeah. And it looks quite nice there. And I'm like, oh, actually that's kind of cool. It's cool. It's shorter than the big, like, because it's supposed to be like an S500 killer kind of thing, like a BMW 7 Series killer. Yeah. And I actually think that those both of those looking next to it are starting to look outdated. Okay. Because they're just a big sedan. Yeah, huge. Yeah, it's like, oh, people still buying those, you know? Yeah. So anyway, it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's great. I guess it's your chauffeur car, I guess. Yes. But it's supposed to be the most efficient electric vehicle ever, which I delved into briefly before. 17% further than the Tesla Model S long range on the same sized battery pack.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's one thing that he really wanted to focus on, which is not putting more and more batteries and then saying it's more efficient. Yeah. He wanted to actually make it more efficient.
That's sick.
So that's attributed to the lightness of the drivetrain and the more dense concept than other options. Okay. So I was watching a little explanation where they said that they used a computer simulator to look at the electromagnetic forces around the engine. Yep. So that they could work out optimal cooling, which meant that they could make a more compact drivetrain. Yep. Obviously connecting the battery packs and the engines and the and all that, all that stuff. So they could make a more compact, more dense model. Yeah, right. Which is how they made it more dense, and then they got rid of some of the excess weight that a Tesla would have. Yep. So that's awesome. Here's another cool factor for you. So it's got some impressive acceleration and top speed. Yeah. I'm keen. So here is a screenshot that I'm going to show you. So we've got a comparison between the Lucid Air Dream Edition, their other Lucid Air one, the Tesla Model S Long Range, the Tesla Model S Plaid, and the Porsche Taycan Turbo S. So here we've got top speed. So what we can see here is that the Lucid Air Dream Edition, the top of the spec, is 168 miles an hour, which is faster than the Tesla Model S long range, but it's not quite there on the 200 mile per hour is the Tesla Model S Plaid. So it's 200 versus 168 on the Lucid Air. Yeah. But if you look at it versus the Taycan, the Porsche is 161 miles an hour versus 168 on the Lucid. So it's faster than the Porsche on the top speed, which is pretty cool. They're both dual motor versus dual motor.
So it only wins the range battle though, doesn't it?
It beats the Porsche there, but yes, it wins the range battle, and it doesn't beat the acceleration, obviously. So it doesn't beat
the top speed either.
Yeah, so it doesn't beat the top speed or the acceleration. Yeah, but it's showing it how similar.
It is very, very, very similar.
Very similar.
Yeah, just give us the figures of the top range. So top of the line. Top
of the line range is 503 miles.
Top speed.
517 is their best.
Yep. The Grand Touring. Yeah.
Yep. And top speed is 168 miles an hour. Okay. And their 0 to 60 time on the best Lucid is 2.5 seconds. Okay. So the 0 to 60 time on the Model S Plaid is 1.99.
Yeah. That's crazy fast.
The whole idea of that is obviously that's halfway between the standard Tesla Model S
Yes.
and the Model S Plaid.
I mean, it's still insane.
Yeah, and it's faster than the Porsche at I think it's 2.6. Yeah, 2.6 there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's some pretty cool stats for this, and he's got he showed the prototype actually doing that, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
in the little video.
Yeah.
So I've got
cool.
The interior is 3 internal displays.
Yeah.
The back seats can lay all the way back for comfort, so they actually kind of
okay.
they're actually kind of a lot like a first class airplane seat.
Yeah, cool.
I think it's 4 seats.
It's armrest in the middle.
Yeah, so it's a very nice, spacious design.
Yeah.
The time to charge is also class leading.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got 20 minutes for 300 miles.
Wow.
Versus the Tesla Model S, 15 minutes for 200 miles.
That's sick.
So, and then also the Porsche Taycan obviously doesn't win, so it's 23 minutes for 160 miles on the Porsche.
Yep.
So yeah, 20 minutes for 300 miles, so it beats that.
Yep.
And one of the reasons it beats that is the infrastructure that they're setting up is better than the Tesla supercharger stations.
Really?
So yeah.
So they're not going to utilize the Tesla stations. I know
No.
Tesla was saying that they were going to allow other companies to use their stuff.
No, because it's not fast enough for.
It's not fast enough.
For what this.
Jeez,
what
they've
this
got a lot of
car
work.
wants.
I'm just saying they've got a lot of work.
They
ahead.
do have a lot of work.
Goodness gracious me.
Let's get into some of the work that they have done. So I'm going to go into the factory.
Yes, please.
So they've currently got a factory. Well, they've got 2 factories built.
Okay.
So they're building and running prototype manufacturing at the moment in Arizona.
Oh yeah.
So they're on track to beginning full scale production in the second half of 2021.
Okay.
So they had a clean slate factory that they built from the ground up.
Yep.
Which means that they could use all the production experience from Tesla, Audi, other car companies.
That's cool.
And they could combine all that knowledge and make the best possible layout.
Yeah, awesome.
For their start.
Yeah.
The factory is called AMP1, which means Advanced Manufacturing Plant 1.
Yep.
And that's just for body shell manufacturing, painting, and assembly.
Yep.
And then their second factory is called, it's just down the road from that one.
Yep.
It's called LMP1, which is the Lucid Powertrain Manufacturing. So that's where they make different battery modules, battery packs, integrated drive units, transmission, differentials, and power inverters.
Yeah.
And as well as some of the other technical pieces.
Yeah.
So they've managed to build phase 1 of LMP1.
Mm-hmm.
Which is where the bottleneck is in terms of production.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they can only, because that's the chassis.
So AMP1's done.
AMP1. So they're both complete.
Oh. Okay.
So they're both fully complete functioning factories.
Right.
But phase 1 of LMP1 is done. So they can currently build 34,000 units a year in LMP1, which at an average sale price of $87K means they could be generating $2.9 billion in revenue.
So what do Tesla want to do? They want to do $500,000 in a year, don't they? Isn't that their goal?
I'm not sure.
Okay, sorry.
But that does sound good. I would like it if they did that much. I am a Tesla shareholder as well. So they currently can build 34,000 units, but they're already building phase 2, which will add an additional 90,000 units.
Wow.
They've got phase 3 and 4 in the plans, but obviously I haven't counted that. But that would lead to a total units of 385K.
With all the phases.
With all the phases, but obviously that's a long way down the track.
Okay.
That's like 2030 that they would have that ready.
Ooh.
But the thing is, they're already in place to be making 2.9 billion in revenue, and they've already got 650 million.
So if I'm right,
worth
though,
of revenue sold.
and I could be wrong, and Tesla are intending to make 500,000 in a year this year.
Yes.
And you're telling me that Lucid can make 350 odd by 2030?
Yeah.
There's a pretty big disparity.
Well, the whole idea is it's that high-end luxury again.
Okay, so they don't need the volume.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to think about their average sale price of 87,000.
Okay, yeah, Tesla's going to drop right down there.
The standard Tesla Model S is 69,000.
Yeah.
And they're selling more Model 3s, obviously, and Model Ys, which are 30,000 USD or whatever. So they're obviously at an average sale price. They still have to ramp up all that volume to get there. Whereas these guys are already building, if everyone bought their dream, top of the line dream, they would be paying 160,000, and they don't have to produce that many to make much. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So they're building phase 2 now.
Yeah.
In 2018, the whole luxury car market was valued at $296 billion.
Oh, okay.
They're expecting to grow to $733 billion by 2026.
Wow.
And at that point, Lucid aims to have 0.7% of the luxury car market.
No way.
So they're
That's crazy.
they're looking at that to ramp up.
Yep.
Here's some additional stuff. They've got the first two-way charging battery on the market,
What's
which
that mean?
means that they can take power from your house and they can put power into your house.
Oh, okay.
So as a battery, they can be functioning as a battery, or they can take power from your Tesla Powerwall or something like that and put it back in if they want to.
Okay.
And their network is called. So they have a partnership with Electrify America, which is a competitor for Tesla superchargers that are set up all around. So they've got green superchargers around everywhere, and they're building those.
Oh, okay. So this is a third party that do they build for other car manufacturers?
I think you have to partner with them, and then
right. Okay,
and then
so they're using. So they're not going to have to go out and build all of these.
Yeah. So
themselves.
obviously they're outsourcing that, and they can just have a contract with them, and
might cost them more.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
They could do it themselves there. Yeah, right.
The Tesla supercharger network has 400 volts and max 250 kilowatt capacity.
Yeah.
Electrify America has 900 volts and 350 kilowatt system.
Okay.
Which is how they get more faster charging.
Yeah.
And they call it they call that the second mover advantage.
Okay.
Because they've seen what Tesla have
and they
done,
can build on it.
And then they're like, hey, let's build something better than this. Now we know how to build something better.
Ooh, this is crazy. I haven't really thought about this much.
Keep that momentum going.
That's really interesting. Okay, so Tesla have really got a battle on their hands here. I've never thought about it's all about having a great car.
Yeah, because you often think, oh yeah, well Tesla already have a supercharger network, like they're better than everyone else, but they're not because they have not got the
Well, I mean, they're further ahead, but they for them to pivot or change, they're now too big. They can't decide that they want to do some new battery technology that requires 900 volts, to charge it. Wow, that's very interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So it's more than double the
we'll see how this
more
goes.
than double the voltage and way more kilowatts.
It could be just componentry that Tesla can swap out within their charging stations to up it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to make a plan.
Yeah.
They will.
Well, they'll have to.
Wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't think too much.
Awesome. Okay, that all makes sense.
And that is the end of my segment.